Hi guys, you're once again welcome to the Right Channel. On the Right Channel, it's all about cars and motorcycles, and it's always a great time to have this opportunity to come to you talking about cars, talking about motorcycles, driving, riding, all the things in between, because this is our calling to give you information about motoring so that you can enjoy it. I always say that Charlie Ghana has said, dear, say, we nim ka ho nyama, ube soon. Wakuma bete. Charlie, it's easy. It's easy. Masa, you invest money into a car and the car will serve you, and sometimes it looks as if that you are serving the car. It's almost as if you are carrying the car on your head. But that crowd on that. And that is what we are about, to give you good quality information so that you can enjoy your motoring right here in the G of H Ghana. By kind courtesy of Right Channel. Yes, we get to do this, and very, very sad news. Yesterday we lost somebody that I've been thinking about greatly for the past few. I mean, getting towards the end of 2023, I was looking at what I'm going to do for 2024. And on the Right Channel, we have a series called People and Rides, and I've done something with him before, but it wasn't a full People and Rides session. So I've always been telling him that, oh, Charlie, we get some video before record, or we get some video before record. Or so I was hoping that I'm going to contact him one of these days, so that before this first quarter go end, I go record in video. Just yesterday, yesterday Saturday, I was driving around Dansuma, and I received a call from one of our guys, and he was like, I hear say Papa Lee die. Kilo day, like the Nigerians will say, what's up? And say, oh, Papa Lee die. But they tried confirm. So what's up? So I reached Daniel, his phone was busy. I reached Harry, his phone was busy. I was calling all the guys I know, have a direct link to him, and all of them, their phone was busy. So my heart started beating. Later on, Daniel got in touch with me, only to confirm that truly, Papa Lee is gone. And it's really, really sad. It's really, really sad. We talk about motorcyclists in Ghana. I mean, we can't talk about motorcyclists in Ghana, like proper motorcyclists, without talking about Papa Lee. When we started riding, I started riding in 98. And at the time, Papa Lee had traveled to UK. He went to live in UK for a while, and everybody was telling me, yeah, Papa Lee is the ace, and all the interesting stories about Papa Lee, So yeah, it was as if I know Papa Lee, because I've heard so many stories about Papa Lee, and eventually Papa Lee returned to Ghana, doing his own things, different businesses. Then he started Biker Sunday, and it was a hit. And we've had several Bikers Sunday. I think we had about 7 or 8, and a few of them, Right Channel, yours truly, we had the opportunity to represent very, very prominently. And it was really, really good. We had some very, very good videos. So it's been it's a big loss. It's a big loss to the biking community, to the motoring community as a whole, because there's a lot of respect for Papa Lee, and we just want to say, Papa Lee, rest in peace. To the family, all friends, we are saying that, yeah, be consoled, yeah. All right, so back to the usual operation. And today I have two solid guys that I've come to respect, and in the motoring circles and in life in general. For Selorm, for the past few times he's been on the show, so a lot of you are familiar with him, and also with his channel RPMGH. If you have not subscribed, please go and subscribe to RPMGH and support the channels. Let the channels grow. Charlie, guys, support your own. Oh, support your own. Yeah, because if I take my phone, even my WhatsApp, the number of people on my WhatsApp that I chat with every day, right? If everybody is getting me even 5,
yeah,
I should have not less than 3K followers. True. You know, but I have struggled. I have struggled and toiled and talked. You know,
we are still struggling.
Just to go beyond 1,500. You know, that is the number of subscribers somebody gets every minute. You know, yes. And this what we do here. If we are going to give you quality, it will also mean that you also have to support us. I mean, I've been doing this. If not for nothing, I have to drive around. Cameras, the camera back 1,300. It just fell, and that was it.
Logistics alone.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? Yeah, near back. Some of the videos, it costs us money. Yes, we get opportunity to travel every now and then, but sometimes also it costs us to travel because sometimes we go on the trip so that we can get content. Sometimes we pay money to get access to some of these shows, even the local ones. Yeah. You know? So, yeah. I mean, in every sense of the word, if you are doing auto content in Ghana, for me, I take it that you like I said earlier, it's a calling because unyesika. You get what I'm saying? Because even the big auto channels worldwide, international, UK based, US based, if you don't get ads, you don't get sponsorships, okay, and your money is not that heavy. You know, so we really need the support to get the numbers. When we get the numbers, then at least opportunities will open up for us and we get more content for you. And I mean, yeah, that's about it. And if God permits and the numbers go up a little bit, then we get partnerships with companies which will come and partner with us. Then we get to chop small. You get it? Yeah, doing this and having a 9 to 7 is a 9 to 5 is no joke. Because on average, like this video that I'm recording now, I will need it's a mikasa straight I edit here. It's going to take me like 4 to 6 hours. Really? You get it? It's going to take me like 4 to 6 hours. And you see, what we do is very, very difficult to get somebody and say, okay, let me pay him money to edit for me. A lot of times, even people have offered. People have offered to edit for me, and a lot of times either what they do is not what you want, or they will tell you and you can see that they are committed, but because they are not in the shoes, they will end up wasting so much time, and you take your thing and you have to edit yourself. So
they don't see what you're saying.
Yeah. So for me, I try to do everything by myself. As we sit here right now, this console, you know, normally what this is there supposed to be one human being sitting somewhere doing this. That's a director's job. You know, a director is supposed to be sitting. Let me put my name crowd there. I've not even put my name there. You know, yeah, there's supposed to be a director sitting and clicking this and choosing which camera comes and all those things, checking the audio and stuff. Last week's video, for example, it was a bit loud, so there was a lot of distortion in it, you know. But because we don't have somebody on the other side monitoring, you know, yeah, if I'm going to get somebody, number one, it's not really about the money. Number one, the person has to be dedicated. The person has to speak their language. The person has to be able to feel what you feel and, you know, respond appropriately. And a lot of times it is not easy to find people to do that, you know. Jump when you want to, jump when you tell them to jump and other things, you know, because an opportunity can present itself, and I mean, I can say, oh, Kofi, let's go to Nigeria. Are you ready to go to Nigeria? You get what I'm saying? So those are some of the things. So we had to rely on ourselves most of the time to do most of these things. We don't have a very supportive family, you know. it's going to be very, very difficult. And I just want to shout out my wife. Yes, I just want to shout out my wife. Yeah, because she really they support me a lot, and I just want to say that, yeah, because if you don't have a supportive wife doing this thing on TSA, you know,
have
they'll have to
issues.
know they will cry, you know, what,
Fast
you know.
one the same.
Sometimes, to tell you the truth, sometimes the vim is very, very low. And sometimes the vim is very, very low, and you need a supportive wife. Say, oh Charlie, get up, go. You know, I've written several articles, but I've not completed them, and I have to push them to the newspaper because, you know, I write for BNFT and for my own website, and I've written several things, but just to finish them up and just push them, and also be awesome, you know. And she'll say, are you? I don't see anything. Oh. What's happening? You get it.
Yeah,
So if you have somebody who is very supportive too, it really, really helps. And I just want to say thank you to my wife. And yeah, at the right time I'll bring her on the channel. Yeah, we have
We'd
plans
love
for
to
that.
see her.
Yeah, we have plans for that. Yeah, and I know you, Selorm, also your wife is very, very supportive.
Oh yeah, I
And,
can relate actually.
yeah,
What you're saying.
Yeah. So shout out to all the wives out there,
wives out there.
and the children too have to see their daddies leave and go every now and then. Yeah. So guys, please support the channels. The right channel, RYDE on YouTube, RYDE channel on YouTube. We're on TikTok, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. We try to be everywhere so that we can serve you great information so that your motoring will be enhanced, so that you can enjoy your motoring. I say it again. Ghana has say one who say either your heart will suffer or your pocket will suffer.
Or both.
Either case, your heart will suffer. Because if
your pocket is suffering to affect the heart.
Charlie. Yeah. We thank God for this opportunity, and let me welcome the guys in the studio. Selorm is not is no.
I'm not really here.
Yeah, yes, but joining Selorm today on the show is Mr. Kofi Annan. Yes, Kofi no.
Welcome, Kofi.
Kofi no. Kofi Langasano. Hey, did I tell you I have a Kofi now?
No.
Oh yeah, so be I have a Kofi now, so so yeah, by God's grace. So be yes, Mr. Kofi Annan. Kofi is a heavy name. Annan knows a heavy name. You sign their boom. Yeah, double power. Yes, yeah, we have Kofi Annan, the sailor. The sailor. One day we'll sit down and he will tell you his story. Master,
okay.
Charlie, people do things.
Amazing.
People do things. You see what is happening now and you are excited. But when you hear the story,
more excited.
The excitement is a different level. Then you have the respect also is on a different level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Yeah. So that is Mr. Kofi Annan. Carbon cleaning. That's what he's all about. He's saying that he wants your car to breathe.
Properly.
To breathe.
Yeah.
Car no say offer car. It's like human being. Yeah. You breathe in what? Oxygen.
Oxygen.
And you give out what?
Carbon
dioxide. Yeah. The car also they breathe in air. Yeah. Then take the petrol. Then you go mix them. Then give on fire.
Yeah.
Then it go turn into something. Move the car. Then something will come out
from the back.
Now I said one thing about kids, when they drink the fofo, after that you for beb them, right?
Yeah.
If no beb them, it be disaster.
Yeah,
it go cry.
Even
so the car today.
Serious colic.
If the air go inside, you know, and all the things happen, the fuel happen, and the excretion part of it, you know, the exhausting part of it does not go well. It's always a problem, and he does what he does. He deals with both the air coming in and the air going out. So he has a whole system. So he has a carbon cleaning. Then he also has the catalytic converter aspect, which deals in the air coming in and also the exhaustion part. He deals with that. So and especially with our level of our fuel. Some weeks back we had a show here and we talked about the quality of fuel when there was this crisis, which they've solved in part, but it's still not the best. So every now and then a lot of people need Kofi's help. He just returned on a trip a nationwide trip. He actually went to the north, and whilst he was coming down, or he was dealing with cars, one after the other on the way. Kofi, you are welcome to the RYDE channel.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, now said ding.
I mean, I'm used to sell from the sea.
Oh, Master Jaisa. Oh, we mean all this. Yeah, we mean all this. So you call me Eddie, that's fine. Yeah. Selorm, so how's the week gone?
Oh, the week was okay, with the exception of the internet thing. I mean, it hit hard financially. Like, no businesses stalled.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even funny. I don't want to even get started.
Okay.
But apart from that, it was okay.
All right.
was good.
Awesome. We thank God. So Kofi, tell us a little bit about what you do quickly. Then we go into the topic. Today we are talking about servicing and maintenance. Servicing and maintenance. It's very good that Selorm is here, and very soon I'll let you know why it's important talking about this topic with Selorm and Kofi here. So Kofi, quickly, yes, tell us some of the things you did on your trip.
So basically, I mean, for the first time we went to up north. So I mean, everything is more or less stuck in Accra.
Yeah.
So I decided, I've been doing trips around the country for quite some time since I started. So this time we decided to go up north.
Okay.
One of my colleagues, one of the guys. So I did like 1,500 kilometers around the country.
Wow.
I did Tamale, Brekum, Sunyani, Bechim, Kumasi, and then I came back to Accra. But I'm not done yet. I have to do Aflaoho and then Akoso.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, it was. I mean, everyone. The most important is the client, the clientele. Were they happy? Yes, they are. Because everything is stuck in Accra.
Yeah.
Like, they need services out there.
They do
Really need service. They need parts. They need everything. But I mean, they have to drive down all the way before they could get it all. I decided that for me, my business, I would just go wherever they are. Yeah. So yeah, basically what I do, or what my business does, is we do carbon cleaning, we do catalytic converter cleaning. So DPF, cat cleaning, and hydrogen carbon cleaning. That's basically what we do for now. Yeah. So.
And what are the top cars that you work with?
So Hondas, the Range Rovers, and then the Mercedes C300, especially the C and the E300.
So basically turbocharged cars. Because they require very high quality fuel, which we talked about a few weeks ago. And like I was saying, when I was talking about JLM products, in Accra, we get to enjoy better, relatively better fuel. Because there's a lot of checks and balances at all the fuel stations with the national Ghana Standards Board and everything. But when you go outside of Accra, you are basically on your own. Sometimes you might find yourself somewhere you have to use galgal. You know galgal? Yeah, the petrol, the one that you pump out like this, kafu. Yes, you pump it. So you can imagine if you are pumping from that thing, you can imagine what is going into your car. So if you are running a turbo car like the new Honda Civics, from 2016 coming, CRVs, pilots, Accords, RDX, Acuras. Then you have the C300, E300s, all turbocharged. These are cars that are finely tuned for performance. The Hondas are tuned for efficiency. So you realize that, Charlie, if you fuel no, fuel no. Then the C300 and the C200, so they're more power no. That is what they are designed to do. But the knock-on effect is that they need very high quality fuels. That's why we talked about the categorizations: Euro 1, Euro 2, Euro 3, Euro 4. Those cars are made for the US market, where they are optimized for the Euro 6, Euro 7, kwata, Euro 4. Accra has Euro 4. But like I always say, once you go, you're on your own. In Accra, some places is contaminated. I share my story be some years back, Charlie. This story, I go carry some ladies where they go watch movie. Charlie, Obama Bratipa, me pull into a filling station. More feel it. The guys fill the tank. After I fill the tank, the car no move again.
Oh.
I did tell you. I had to leave the car there, put the ladies in furniture in taxi. And you know how it is when something like that happens. Even moving out here in the crowd, the movie will move. You know, yeah, I had to endure that, Charlie. The next day, I had to arrange for the car to be towed to Abosokai. I said I make her cry. I was saying, "Gumi, Charlie, Masa, I say, Omoko be a tank no so no." And they opened the tank and extracted the fuel. Full tank of fuel. And the fuel was bluish, like say I diesel, diesel.
Wow.
You know, yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, so so from day one, Kofi, you know, when he started, he approached me that he needed me to help. The lady who approached me,
Cassandra.
Yeah, Cassandra.
Yeah.
She was like, "Oh, I should charge them," and this is. I said, "No." And we've done stuff together, you know. Exactly. Yeah. It's been good. And when I see him on Instagram and things doing people's cars, I'm happy. Yeah. We thank God. But we need
our third year.
Third year.
Yeah.
Charlie, before do some potato.
Sure.
Some things. You know, Ghana, we like parties.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So we are talking about service and maintenance. Okay. Now, Selorm, service, maintenance. Are they the same?
I'm sure that's why you said that it's good I'm here, right?
Yeah. Although there's a reason why I'll let you know.
So this is not the reason.
No.
Okay. Yeah. So servicing and maintenance. I wouldn't say they're the same.
Okay.
I wouldn't say. They're two different things.
Okay.
So when you're servicing something, it's you perpetually giving it what it needs to make sure it runs smoothly. Maintenance is you making sure that the condition it is in is kept the same way, like it's pristine, still pristine.
Okay.
You get it. So you are giving it what it needs to make sure that it runs properly. At the same time, making sure that you maintain its good stature.
Okay.
Like how good it is.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. So basically it means that when you are maintaining your car, you know the things that you need to change, oil change, and those things are the maintenance.
Yeah, so maintenance.
Then the service is what you need for it to be top notch, like maybe tune-ups and things like that. Awesome. And then maybe I've received some insights, and I'm pushing it to all of you out there. Yeah, so that is service and maintenance. It's very, very easy for you to lump them together, you know, and talk about them as if they are one and the same thing. But a lot of time when you are doing maintenance, you are also doing some servicing alongside. Yeah, sometimes when you are doing servicing, it entails some maintenance. So it's all well and good. What is not good is when you are not doing any of the two.
That's bad.
All right. So why, Kofi? Why do we need to maintain cars?
So I will use myself as an example personally. Like one, I don't like downtime because if I have a downtime, the next person will be affected.
Downtime in Pacho Church. I'm called Las Vegas. So
downtime is
so Kofi went to Las Vegas and got me this, you know.
He mentioned it at that time.
Oh, okay.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So downtime because I run a mobile service. Let's say somebody calls me anytime. I should be able to get there on time or something. Like there shouldn't be any delay or something like that. Yeah, I mean that's basically my context as downtime. Yeah. So maintenance for me, my business is preventive maintenance.
Okay.
We don't need to wait for it to get that bad before you can actually, get things sorted out. So that is where my business or where my service comes in.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm a pro preventive guy, more or less. Yeah. Okay. So maintenance or service for me, maintenance is just keeping, like you said, keeping everything pristine in its original context or its original state. Like you get a brand new car, you maintain the car to the same standard that you had. I mean, I mean, there are some things you need to do to maintain the car, like your oil changes and everything else. You do that to maintain, because the oil will lose its viscosity and everything else. So you maintain after a while, probably per the mileage or per the usage. You change the oil, you change the necessary parts to it. So that is maintenance for me.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is more or less preventive. Yeah. I would say.
Because not doing that will eventually cause it to get damaged, or it will cause some after effects if you don't do some of these things, and it will even cost you more money.
Okay. So by the very nature of how the manufacturers, build cars, okay, you have to do maintenance, you have to do some servicing. Okay. All right. Selorm, now, is it possible, because sometimes people say it's a scam, that they will sell you a car, then after that, it's like you are in bondage to them.
One day for congratulations,
I
the next day is
I know where you're coming from, and
Yes.
where you are going to.
Yes, I mean, since you are the auto engineer, yes, explain to us. Is it really a scam that the manufacturers intentionally, build the cars such that once you buy it, then every time biana woba na maintenance ni eje, na parts ni eje, na we ni eje. Is it intentional? Is it possible to build a car that doesn't need service, doesn't need maintenance?
No, I don't think it is. I don't think it's possible to build a car that will never require servicing or maintenance, because even with a human being, there's wear and tear.
Exactly.
No matter what you do, you would age,
Okay.
and whilst you're aging, you'll be losing your muscles will be wearing out.
Atrophy.
You get it,
Yeah.
and you need to replace the worn out tissues. So you realize that you need to be taking in some things. You need to exercise. You need to sleep. You need to move around. You need to
see the doctor.
You need to see the
Oh, no,
doctor.
sir, joke, kakra.
It's hard, So I don't think it's possible to design a car that will never ever require any form of servicing or maintenance. It's not. So it's not. I wouldn't say it's a scam, because when they designed it, they know what they did. They know how they bent some things. They know how they put some things there for you to get what you are getting. And they are telling you that, look, I know how to better deal with these sorts of things, because it's from my territory.
Okay.
So yes, when they design and they tell you to bring it to them, it's not a scam.
Okay.
Even though maybe sometimes your pocket will be crying so much.
For me, I feel that if manufacturer won't get you, it will get you.
Simple cry.
You get it. But like I said the last time, the reputation of a manufacturer is more important to them than the money, because anytime a manufacturer loses a reputation, okay, they will lose money.
Oh yeah.
And case in point, I mean, that's not car, but it's still something very, very similar. Boeing right now, and their market share is just dropping. Whap, whap, whap. All because their reputation is just going down the line, because day after day, new reports of this, that report of that happening, and that is what happens, and manufacturers know that. So they are not into that business.
True.
Yes, they want to give you the car at a price that you can afford, at the same time giving you all the luxuries and the bells and whistles that will make you comfortable, that will make you come and buy again, and also recommend the car. You get it? So they are doing a very delicate dance, to give you the very best at a price that you can afford, so that they too, they go chop. You get what I'm saying?
Last time, not to cut you short.
Go ahead.
But last time, you're saying something that if people know the kind of work that goes into design and manufacturing of some of these cars that we drive, it's not a joke.
Yeah.
Me, I have not on video, but I have reviewed a lot of cars. I've driven some cars, and some of them, obviously, you can say outright that this car is rubbish. But still, even with the rubbish cars, if they tell you the toil and the sweat that goes into making that rubbish car, you cannot even do it. Do you get it? So, like what you're saying, even case in point, the Lexus LFA. See how long it took.
Yeah.
See how they had to go back, come back and forth, you know, do all that. And even the price, they were losing money.
Yes.
To be able to get you something of that quality, it's not a joke. It's not a joke at all. So yeah, that's just to buttress your point.
Okay. All right. So that said, and that out of the way, what are the usual things that when you go? Okay, let's assume you've bought a car from a dealer. Okay. Usually, what is the duration for the service and maintenance? Usually.
So from my experience, if you buy a tear rubber, you know, we had this discussion, so you can go and look for that video. If you buy a tear rubber car, what happens is that they tell you they want the engine to break in. So they give you like 1,000 kilometers. So you come back and you do the usual checks. And after the 1,000 kilometers, then you are given, I think, a 5,000 interval. Now, I've come to realize that it's a bit, what word should I use? Subjective, in a way, because as you said, you also made mention of it. It's either in the kilometers or in how you use the car, the usage of the car. So, just to be preventive, like my brother Kofi, you realize that they tell you that every 5,000 kilometers, bring it for service, and that's what they tell you. Every 5,000, bring it for servicing, and that's when they are going to do what they have to do to make sure that your car keeps running smoothly. So every 5,000, you bring it to change or for them to do their servicing.
Okay, awesome. So 5,000 every 5,000. Okay, all right. So if you have bought a car from a dealer and you serviced it, or you still service it with the dealer, and that is the reason why I said I was happy for you to be here. So basically, how does it go?
Okay, so in terms of the work they do,
so let's take it from you as a client. Let's assume you don't know anything about cars. Okay, what happens?
I think for people who don't know anything about cars, this also we've talked about, so we're going to look for that video about who is your mechanic. For people who don't know about cars, it makes it easy for them in the sense that now these people, they know the car. They are the ones who made the car. So it's easier for them to take care of the car properly.
Okay.
So for people who don't know anything about cars, they take it upon themselves to make sure that what you don't know about the car, they are doing it for you. So maybe you bring the car. I remember one time I took the car in for my normal servicing, and I think they used the diagnostics machine, and they noticed something in the car. So I wasn't there with them as I work, so they called me that they noticed that this is also faulty. Should they go ahead to change it? And I was like, oh, okay, yeah. I mean, is it very serious? And I mean, then again, it falls on maybe your financial and capacity at that time. So if they'll be very honest with you. For me, that's the experience. They were very honest that if I don't do this, this is what would happen. But if I do it, to save it. I remember another time they gave me a timeline. They told me that I think it was it the steering? I don't remember, but they told me that if they can give it to me, because maybe at that time I didn't have money. But if they give it to me, they doubt it will last maybe 3 weeks. And true to their word, it was like I think 2 weeks into 3 weeks, and the car broke down. You get it? So for them, it helps because they give you full disclosure of what's going on in your car and what's happening. So I think for them, it's very good.
If you want to add something to it,
on my side, my car is from the dealership, but looking at financially, I do it myself. I mean, by virtue of what we do.
But you did it when it was new.
So I'm the second owner.
But originally from a dealer.
Yeah, from a dealer. Okay. So they were doing it from the dealership, and then I took over. But I just changed up with regards to.
No, but you can't send your car to the dealer. I mean, you are a mechanic shop, so you can't send your car.
So I get my own stuff. Yeah. I mean, I get from them when I need to get from them, and then I get the rest from my side. Yeah.
Okay, so. Yes, you let's go. I'll see what I wanted to say for later. Yes. So from the dealer side, how do they approach this whole thing of servicing?
So, if I understand how it is
Mm-hmm.
from the dealer side, um, they will give you a schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I think when we bought the car fresh,
Mm-hmm.
they were actually calling.
Mm-hmm.
I think they stopped after some time when they
Okay.
felt the car was a bit old.
Okay.
So they were actually calling. So they will call you that, oh, we want to check on your car if
Yeah.
it's 5,000 yet. Do you want to book in for a servicing? Should we book you in? What time will be convenient? You know, that kind of thing. So they were coming to me
Okay.
initially a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And if by virtue of how often I use the car, I manage to cover like the distance quickly,
Mm-hmm.
I call them. I have
Okay.
their number.
Okay.
So I call them, I tell them, okay, you know what? I'm approaching 5,000, or sometimes I have to confess I have crossed the 5,000.
Okay.
And I'll call them, I'll tell them that, oh, okay, I want to bring in the car for servicing. Okay, we'll book you for tomorrow. Or what day would be okay for you?
Okay.
They book you, they give you the time, you go, you're good.
Okay. All right.
Good.
But most of the new cars have a system that pops up a message on the display.
Yes.
That service is due. It actually counts you down.
Down, yes.
Yes.
So
So do you follow that?
yeah, so for me, the car I use,
Mm-hmm.
when you're left to about 1,000 kilometers, it will just keep warning you.
Okay.
Like when you're left to 1,000. So when you cover like say 4,000 and you get to into the 4,000, it keeps alerting you.
Okay.
So you realize that anytime you start the car, for my car, anytime I start the car, it beeps.
Yeah.
Then it shows you with the triangle hazard
Yeah.
that you are left with maybe 400 kilometers
more
to go and do your servicing. Yeah.
All right.
So it gives you that.
Right.
It just helps you.
Yeah.
To prepare yourself.
Like a service reminder.
Yes, a service reminder. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So what has been generally, I mean, you've shared some of your experiences, but have you enjoyed the experience of, working with the dealer?
Well, you see, then that again will fall on your finances again.
I mean, all the times that you've been in a position to financially.
It was maybe the time.
There was one time.
Yeah, maybe like for me, the time. So like when I send a car there, and I know that it's going to be there. Maybe because they work on so many cars. I mean, I like to cut them some slack on the side. But
time usually, as in when I
give them the car in the morning, I should just prep my mind that I'm getting it in the evening.
In the evening, okay.
And that can be a bit, it can be a bit worrying because maybe you'd have to, like what my brother is saying, it doesn't have any downtime.
Yeah.
So that means if my car is going for servicing with my dealership, the whole day I'm not going to do anything.
Okay.
You get it.
That's you won't do anything that involves the use of your car.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I start to be corrected.
Okay.
So I won't do anything that involves the use of my car.
Okay.
Unless I want to use another means of transportation, or you have another vehicle you can fall on that day to use. Okay. But for me, the only thing I've had is the time is.
Have you had an experience where the car had to be there for multiple days?
Yeah. That was an accident. I had so somebody hit me from the back, and I took the car there, and I think it was there for 2 days.
Okay.
2 working days.
Okay.
So what it means is if you took it there on Thursday, you are going to get it on Monday.
Yeah, because they don't work.
Yeah, they don't work on the weekend. So yeah, so 2 working. It was there for 2 working days. I got it after 2 working days.
And generally, what was it? The quality of work that they deliver?
Oh, they do a good job.
Okay, your dealer does a good job.
Yeah, my dealer, they do a good job. When it comes to the work, they do a good job. Since I started using them, I haven't had any reason to cry or to complain when it comes to that. When I take it, I know that Charlie do a good job.
How old is your car now?
11 years now.
11 years.
Yeah. It's been 11 years this year. Not yet.
Okay.
But it's been 11 years this year.
Okay.
2013.
All right. Awesome. Kofi, yes, and you have your car, the previous owner who was the original owner. Your car looks very new as a matter of fact.
It does.
I got as at the time I got was 42,000. Currently it's 47.
For a truck that's basically new.
Yeah, so the car was just doing like short trips in Accra.
For a diesel engine, that's not good.
So I mean, when I got it, I've put like 6,000.
Oh, there.
Yeah. So maintenance wise on that car, when I got it, I used it for a few trips, and then before my trip, I checked all my brakes. I changed my oil. It's just left with my diesel filter that I have to
Articulate
change.
filter.
No, the oil filter, the
oil-
diesel
il-
oil filter that
Okay.
I'm get to change, and I'm planning to change my brakes
Mm.
and also my discs because
Your brake
the
discs.
trip to Tamale, I realized my brakes it was too hot. I mean, I couldn't. Yeah, so I realized
Giving
no,
it too much pressure.
I had to. My plan was like, let me just upgrade the brakes because if you
brakes.
can speed and you can't brake,
No.
obviously,
It's just not
yeah.
good enough.
So,
It's not good enough.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so let me say, it's time for me to share my experience. Yeah. Okay, so the car I run now for my daily also is from a dealer. Coincidentally, it's of the same dealer. But and I actually I've seen their work and I think they do a great job. Yeah, that out of the way, I've had several cars that I source from different places. I actually still have a car that I source from a different place where I don't have any dealer support, and that is where the conversation is going. If you don't have a dealer support, how do you? Okay, no, let's before that, you've heard other people share their experiences with dealers and servicing before. What are some of the stories you've heard? Let's deal with the horror stories and let's see how we can solve those things. Yes.
So I happened to some time back I worked with two dealers. One was actually when I was in school, so it wasn't for a very long time.
Okay.
But then the horror stories usually is when people buy cars, what's it called? Home use cars, and they don't know the troubles with the car. Then they bring it, and the dealers would have to now open everything up, look at what is going on, and just tell them the problems.
Yeah.
It becomes horrific for them because now the problems become too many. And with the dealers, most of them, what they do is replace.
Yeah.
It's a very painful thing. Fortunately for me, maybe one reason why I have a very good relationship with them is in all these years that I've been running the car, I haven't had any reason to change anything massive.
Substantial.
Yeah, substantial. I mean, with the accident I'm talking about, I didn't pay for it. It's the one who hit me who paid for it.
Okay.
So that's another thing. But they replace everything. Things that maybe if you outsource it somewhere else, they just have to just change something.
Yeah, they'll just repair it.
And
they'll
just
patch it.
Yes, and make it work and put it back for you. These people will change it. And when they change it, it's expensive.
Yeah.
Their things are expensive.
Yeah.
It's not even funny.
Yeah.
I had an experience whereby the door, somebody pulled the door handle so hard, it just came off.
Yeah.
So the longer side was just hanging out there and the smaller side came out. Now I took it to a Kwanchain. I actually called my people first, the dealers, and they said they have to change it. I took it to Kwanchain. He just readjusted it, pushed it back inside,
That was it.
used opposite, clicked it. That was it. You get it. But these people will charge you so much money. So the horror side.
So basically your pocket will cry.
Your pocket will cry.
But apart from that, your car will be 100%.
Yeah, for most
okay,
of
so let me ask
the
this.
horror stories.
Epoxy now, or Yankee, I don't know, piano, or they share no the epoxy in the boy. Is it still working?
It's still working.
It's still working.
I'm still using it.
And you are comfortable.
I am.
Okay, so
I don't have any problems with that.
Assuming that money wasn't a problem, would you have opted for that, or you would have allowed the dealer to sort it
assuming
out?
money wasn't a problem, I would have done a lot of things on my car. from the dealers, I would have done a lot of things. Yeah, so assuming money wasn't a problem, of course. I mean, I would still run with it. It's not a problem.
Yeah. Okay, so that horror stories. What else have we heard? I mean, I've heard people say, "Oh, I bought a car from a dealer, and the car had been flooded, before, and they sold it to me without telling me." I mean, yes. I mean, for me, that is plainly,
That's not right.
That's almost criminal.
Yeah, I would sue you.
And even talking of that, there are people who are selling flooded cars from some salvage auction to people every day.
Yes, you see, that's the point. You made mention about reputation. If I go to a dealer is because I can't handle the stress of trying to find out, is it salvaged, is it refurbished,
Because you
is
know
it
I'm getting you.
yes, I am paying top money for a car.
Mm-hmm.
So I expect that per your reputation, you should give me something worth my
Yeah.
money I'm paying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get it.
Mhm.
Later on, for me to find out that what is flooded,
Mhm.
or you had to send the car back because it's a recall,
Mhm.
and you wanted to make money, so you sell that car to me still. I'll find out, oh, that one day I'll take
No, I
you
mean,
on.
talking about recalls, that's a totally different conversation. Yes, and I think we've mentioned recall before, but another time we'll go into recalls because I think that there's a lot of misconceptions when it
About
comes
it.
to yes. Ghana dealers are not comfortable when we talk about recalls. So one day I talk about recalls when I used to host a radio show, and I received a very interesting call from one of the dealers. And they are my friends too.
Can you
All right. So now let's talk about because in Ghana, a lot of us consume salvage cars, and like we spoke about before, a lot of these salvage cars basically most of them are from the States.
Yeah.
And you know, in the States too, there's a flooded those places that every year, you know,
Get some water.
hurricane corridor and all those things, and they have a lot. Yes, and yes, that conversation too is there. But when you buy, for most of the dealers won't even look at a salvage car.
Yeah, they won't.
Some will also look at it, but you will have to, like you said, they will have to, as it were, enroll your car onto their platform. So you pay a certain fee. They will inspect your car proper, so that they can build a history of your car. Then based on that, they can give you the support. Okay. And yes, I mean, like we have agreed, if you have the money, dealers are good because a lot of times they will do proper fixes on your car.
It gives you that peace of mind.
Yes, and it'll give you the peace of mind. Some might even give you a courtesy car, depending on what the issues are.
Yeah.
Yes. So
I think I've heard stories like that.
yes,
Where the car was so bad,
Mhm.
they know they have to keep it for some time, and the person was a prestigious, a premium customer client. So they gave, even though it was way lower than the car he brought in, at least it's something for you to move around. As so if it was like Mercedes Benz, maybe the person brought
S500.
S500, and they gave the person like a C class.
C class.
So
But sometimes a way of they upselling you. Let's just say you have a C class and you went, and they know part that you can buy an E class, right? They can give you an E class. For 2 days, Bina. Dealers, if you are listening to the show, that might be a trick you might have in your book. Upselling. Yeah. Your guys have to learn how to upsell. Upsell people onto more expensive cars, and you can also make some profit on that. Yes. So I had this car that I bought. I actually bought the car from somebody who bought it salvage. Okay, but they use it for a very short time, and I bought it off the person. And with no support, I had to figure out how I was going to, maintain the car. And because the car was relatively low mileage, I determined I was going to keep the car very, very well. So I was ready to put in the work, but I knew I couldn't go to the dealer because I know this dealer won't even look at this car. One, because they don't even sell that model.
Okay.
And two, it was from a totally different market. So I knew they wouldn't look at it. So what did I do? So I did some research. Then I got a document that tells details everything that you're supposed to do at every mileage point. 5Ks, 10K, 15K, like that. Everything that you're supposed to do, what you're supposed to, So I try to follow that, Apart from the fact that I always say that if you buy a salvage car, or you buy a home used car, or you buy a used car for that matter, you don't know anything. If you don't get a very good, some people are so meticulous that they will keep a log. And anytime the car goes for servicing, whatever happened, they'll put, some people even use a an app to do it, and they will give it to you when you buy the car. You know, and if you can do that, I would recommend you do that because it will give your car a better resale value. Because if you are coming to sell me a car and you can give me a very good history of the car, it gives me a, like we mentioned, peace of mind. You know, because I virtually know everything about the car.
True.
Even now, when I'm buying, if I have to buy salvage, I dig into it so much that I almost can put myself into the shoes of the person who owned the car before, and it helps me, you know, in keeping the car. So I was able to do that, and I was able to, you know, keep up with the maintenance and all those things. And I think that it's a very good thing to do. If you are buying salvage and you know that you're on your own, you have to do that. If not, what do you do?
What I usually advise is if you buy a salvage car or you buy from the garage people and they can't tell you anything about the car,
They won't tell you, even if they know, they won't tell you.
The truth is, I don't trust their mileage.
You shouldn't trust.
Yes, I don't trust it.
You should not. And I'm telling you on authority because I have done the work. I have a video on TikTok. You can go and check it out.
I think,
yes. I have none of them. I went out one day, checked on cars prices and the mileage that was there. All of them were clocked. In fact, a friend of mine, a schoolmate of mine who happens to be a pastor of one of these churches, they wanted to buy him a car. And for his level, there was a particular level of car that he could get, you know. So he told me, and I went there making calls, you know, to get him a good car, you know. And I called this gentleman, and he told me, oh, if I want car, he can change the mileage for me.
I mean, with mileage, recently I just sold. I had the previous car before this one, so it was from a cousin. I got it from a cousin, but it was a second hand. We got it from Canada, but we were servicing at the dealership.
Yeah.
So throughout the entire, I mean, it was from the dealership. Everything from the dealership. If you have to buy something, buy from Canada and replace. So the mileage on the car, we've used the car for more than 10 years or 15 years, but the mileage is under 100,000.
Yeah.
If you see the car, the condition, and how we keep the car in the house is more or less in the garage. So the sun, the paint,
everything was perfect.
Interior, everything was perfect. So when I was in, I mean, regards to resale value, had a better value.
Yes,
when I tell people about the mileage, like they don't believe it.
They don't
Like,
believe it, yes.
not touch the mileage.
Touch it.
And I was able to. That was the car I sold, and I had to top up and buy this one.
one.
So the mileage sometimes, it's very tricky. The kind of, and also the what do you call it? The owner, how the person treats the car. As well.
Yes. You see, there are two different conversations. You know, cars with original mileage. You know, and buying and how to determine, you know, sometimes the car will look old, but the mileage will be very, very low. Because the person who handles the car, probably they beat on it. I happen to have to drive one of our office cars on a trip. And the car had a relatively, for a truck, the mileage was really low, you know. But when I moved the car, you know, so I asked them, I said, oh, this car, okay, this car, they were using it, you know, for some mining activities. And then we had to ask them to bring it back. So that is why, you know. So those are some of the things. And like I said, people have different driving styles, different styles, or even keeping the car, not even the driving style, but, you know, like what we say, some people will...
How they will even accelerate.
You know, all these things. So apart from the mileage, you have to look at the car and always drive the car. Okay? If you're going to buy a car, we won't waste too much time because it's off topic. If you want we are going to buy a car, after you have verified it, as for the mileage, you have to verify it. You have to verify it. In fact, some of these high-end cars, BMWs, Mercedes, some of them, even the scanner can tell you the original. Even when they clock it, the scanner can tell you, a good scanner can tell you the original. Because, you know, these days, they will say, when you change BMW headlight, they say coding. So you have to code the light even before it works. And there are several reasons. Those who don't understand think that it's BMW trying to cash in, by selling you expensive parts. But there is a reason. They are high-end parts. If these laser headlights, one is several thousands of dollars. Okay, so even now, there's a story I read where in Europe and in America, Porsches, people just go and they rip the headlights out.
It's very easy to,
because the
very easy
headlights
to
are
take it
really
off.
headlights are really, really, really expensive. So people just go around. You get it, and they're creating a whole market on. So if I just rip it and put it on eBay, who knows where it came from?
Yeah, you wouldn't.
You get it. So some of the manufacturers will say, okay, if that's the case, then every part in the car will be, or most of the value parts will be coded, because already the part already has an ECU. The headlight is intelligent, so it has an ECU anyway. So whatever the VIN number on the car, I also put that VIN number in the headlight. So when you put the headlight and the two don't match, the headlight won't work. So that it will discourage people from what? Stealing. You get it? So that is one of the reasons. Sometimes with the specification of the car and other things, all the computers on it have to talk together. So those are the reasons why some of these things are the way they are, So the mileage as well is stored in all these parts. So if you go and you change it in the you change it in the cluster, yes, you alter it. Yes, it is still stored in some other modules. So if you connect some particular kinds of scanners to them, it can tell you the original mileage. And I'll say that always check the mileage. Also, drive the car, prod the car, touch it, smell it, look at it critically. It's your money you are spending, so take the time. If sometimes you even have to pay for, some of these websites that you check the history of the car, some of them Car Vertical, Auto Start, and all these things. Sometimes you have to pay to get the details. If I'm buying a car and I know the kind of damage that was on the car, for example, then I'll know what to look out for. I've gone out with people, assisting them to buy cars, and if you look at how the cars were fixed, it's so shoddy, so very, very poor. That's why if you want to buy a salvage car, most of the time you are better off bringing the car yourself.
Me personally, that's
if you can get somebody who can guide you. And we've brought Kojo Baini, we brought Harry Ashrifi, who are into that business here, and we spoke extensively. So go and look for that video and watch.
But even down here, when I have a particular client, he does resell, like locally. People actually resell their cars, and anytime this guy is selling a car, he has to bring the car to me for me to do my thing, assess. I mean, a few days ago, I did one for his Velar. The car drives fine, but the converter is plugged.
Okay.
So imagine you resell this car to a customer. After a very short time, they have to
fire.
Yes, and then that peace of mind is not there. Imagine, like, even in our own services and other things, with regards to quality, you do a job, you need to have a peace of mind.
You need to have
not the customer always being on your neck. So this guy, anytime he's reselling a car, he feels like, there's something of. You call me, he'll bring the car over, I'll do my thing, and then that's it. So I mean, people. Some are looking for quantity, some are looking for quality. But that guy goes for quality.
Yes, because you see, and it's very important for him because he sells high value cars. And when you are selling high value cars, you build a relationship. But you see, we are in a country where a lot of people just want to do something to make a quick buck. And it's very, very sad that, the way some people go about their business of making.
Some are only interested in the check engine. There was a Range Rover. The guy was reselling. I didn't know they were selling the car. So they took the car to the owner. It was a lady. I mean, everybody's a Range Rover. Yes, a Range Rover. So they don't want the check engine to be on. They came and accessed the car. Honestly, I didn't know they were selling the car. So I later found they were selling. He said when they took the car back, there was a check engine. I'm like, bro, do you want peace of mind? You are selling this car. After less than 6 months, she'll call you again and complain the same thing. So give me time, let me get my job done. And then the few things you need to change, just change and then you are good to go. I think he went back, he was like, I'm like, do you want to, you are in a hurry to sell the car. Yes, you sell the car, but after a while, would they do a referral for you?
In fact, I mean, let me say this. I to a certain extent, I did this kind of business because there was a time that I used to buy cars, used cars, and fix them up a little bit and sell on. It's something that I didn't really plan to do. I just happened to be in a place where a car was offered to me and I bought it. And it happened to be a very good car. Only it needed some work done. So I buy the cars, I do a bit of work. And I was selling cars even without even posting them for sale on them. You know? And what you are telling me also brings this to mind. If you are selling a car and the car has an issue, okay, and maybe somebody is on your neck to buy the car, okay, sometimes that thing that you think is a deal breaker will actually be what will prompt them to buy. Just disclose.
Yes.
Full disclosure. Okay, I'm selling this car because of A, B, C. Okay, I know it can be fixed, but me, I don't have the time. This is what I believe is fair value for the car. So open at all. Do you understand? Somebody will buy it.
Yeah,
and that full disclosure will give that person so much trust in you that another time he will bring you a business. Than trying to cover up check engine lights and things.
I told you that story, I think on this channel. This lady bought a car. I was so tempted to mention the brand. so tempted. And she bought it. And at that time, it was the ish. I think it was somewhere around 2017. It was the ish. Like everybody liked
wanted
that
one
car.
of those cars. Yeah.
And she bought it because, and she realized that every time she's driving the car, she's having issues, like really serious issues. So she decided to bring it to the dealership where I was at that time. And when they brought the car, even the mechanics were surprised. Oh, serious? Then the lady left. So they told the lady to go. It was something that will stay. Then they opened the dashboard and the guy called me. The electrician called me. And I went to him. And he was like, Selorm, come and look at something. Then he started taking off the duct tapes. All the lights were on.
The first time I saw one was just last week.
Oh, okay.
Somebody's car came in. There was a lot of them.
All the lights were on.
All the lights.
They just put duct tapes there and they covered it.
Charlie, people are cruel. You see, that's why it pains me when people want to buy cars, but they are not willing to put in just a little bit more effort, to make sure that somebody can look over the car and certify that, oh, Charlie, this car is good.
Yeah.
Buy. Oh, Charlie, A, B, C, D, this car there, I won't advise you. But if you want to go into it, then maybe negotiate the price, let it go at this point so that you can spend this amount of money to bring it to, to this level. Okay. So that said, okay, yes. So we are talking about service and maintenance, and we've looked at how it goes with the dealer. We've looked at what are the main items that usually when you are talking about maintenance, what are the main items that they look at, Selorm?
Okay, so before I answer that question, I want to finally finish touching on the first thing or how you could track your this thing. So for me, what I would do is I'll just change all the important things about the car.
Yes, I mean, if you buy a new car
change
used,
the brakes, used.
Yes, of
change
course.
brakes,
like I always say on the show.
Change oil, change filters.
Like I always say, all the consumables.
Everything.
If you buy a home used car or you buy a Ghana used car or whatever, so long as the car is used, change all the consumables, all the things you can change. V-belt, all those. Then you know that you have started from a scratch. Then you can track them. Yes, we say that on the show lots of times.
Okay. So
yes,
now
maintenance.
The question.
Yes. The items that usually are handled when you take your car in for maintenance.
So the items, the number one, that in fact everybody thinks that that's maintenance. Engine oil. Everybody thinks once you change your engine oil, you don't change anything. The other thing is maintenance. So engine oil first and foremost. There are filters you have to change. So there's the oil filter, there's the air filter. Some people just blow it. So to date, I don't really know if that's even the correct thing to do. Some people blow it. The dealers will change the whole thing for you. Some people change gaskets. Some people change brakes, depending. As you said, you made mention of that early on. You made mention of the fact that you went to do some investigation. Truth is, every mileage
you have a different set of things
you do.
Change,
Some mileage is just oil change and filters and all. Some mileage you have to change the brake, the brake like there are
So
a lot
you
of
find that
things.
some mileage the charges will be very low, and some charges too, Charlie, it will hit you like a blow. Boom!
You know, the first time that happened to me, I knew that, when I did the first 5,000, not the 1,000, the first 5,000, it was very, I was like, for the first, like, wow, this is so cheap, I can do this. Then I think I got to 15,000, and I saw the bill, I was like, I called her, I was like, God, are you sure this thing is correct?
And in places like I've heard stories, like in places like the US, a lot of time people actually try to sell their cars before certain mileage marks.
Okay.
50K, 100K, because you know that, Charlie, those milestones, there are a lot of big ticket items that has to be done. Sometimes, so if you're also on the market for a car, you can look out for 50K, 100K. You might get a good deal, because the person, especially those who lease the cars and stuff like that, they don't want to be saddled with the burden of having to pay those big ticket items.
Then you see, all that boils down to what we're talking about right now: service and maintenance. Because when you get to those golden and milestones, you have to do major big ticket items. People don't really think about those things. But you see, they are using the car, they're excited. They don't know that to get to a point, some things for change them. You understand?
All right.
So the normal ones, as I said, engine oil, the filters, air filter, oil filter. Some people do the gaskets. They change something. The spark plugs. Yeah, all those things.
Awesome.
Yeah, filter.
So all these things that we've said, where does carbon cleaning and catalytic converter cleaning come in? Can that also be classified as servicing or maintenance?
So that should be maintenance.
Okay.
So he mentioned a whole lot regards to the consumables, regards to certain mileage to change. But I've realized for quite some time, or I mean since how were we actually maintaining our converters before? Just replacement.
Just replacement,
Just replacement.
I've had it done.
You get some cars having overheating, their engines will be blown, but you change the engine after some time. You still change the engine because down there is blocked. So, like he said, mileage or regards to certain threshold, you need to change certain parts. But now, our service comes in, we would inspect. If it's that bad, you just restore and then put it back. If it's not blocked, you just have to do normal flashing. So carbon cleaning comes in as a preventive service.
Okay.
I mean, prior to oil change, they ask me how often or what's the interval. So depending on the usage or your mileage or your maintenance, and also your finance, that side is so very important, because you would have a client that would want to do prior to oil change. You have a client that would want to do every 3 months, every 4 months, every 6 months, or depending on their finance, they want to do even prior to their travels. Yeah, so it's actually dependent on the client, and also mainly I put it on maintenance schedule.
Okay.
I put it on maintenance prior to oil change.
Okay.
Yeah, so with the cat clean or with the converter comes down to mileage as well. It also comes down to how the car performs. You could actually have an inspection done, and then once we find out, okay, it's getting clogged, because what I've realized these days is that it's a very low mileage cars that are getting clogged, and these cars are, you surprised. I get gigs from dealerships. They call me like these issues. Okay, they bring it over or they send it over, and then I get it done, because replacing that component is quite expensive. Yeah. So,
especially from the dealers.
Yeah. So with the converters, I mean, it could be.
Masa catalytic converter there, masa. If you deal and I say if you are so kind, you still anybody.
I was expecting you to come right.
Still anybody. Yeah. That is why these days it's a big topic for discussion, because people are cutting them. You see the syndicates the way they go. You cut it.
Most of them are stolen. Because clients are not aware. Yeah. I did a whole this thing about converters, and I even just yesterday, the one that I worked on, we found out we did an inspection. We opened it, like they've punched holes in it.
Oh,
They've punched holes like tiny. It's on my phone. They've punched tiny holes.
Send me the picture. I'll post it when I edit the video.
So I mean, in some cases the customers are not even aware. So
yes,
with the discretion of the mechanics or whoever is working on, they do it.
They do it, yes.
But I remember when I went to Brekum, I was at a shop and then there was a C300 that came in 2019, 2020. Very new car. They told him about me. But they were in a hurry. But somebody wants to get something from it.
Yeah.
So I told the guy, bro, you messed up. This thing you would have actually restored the original one that came with the car. So I told him, see, you have a check engine on your car. You need to still get a new one, get a new oxygen sensor, and then you are good.
Yeah.
There was a hybrid, a very nice car, 450L or something like that. They took out the converter.
Oh,
so when they started, I heard some noise. I'm like, this is from the exhaust. Either there's a leakage or something. So I ran a diagnosis. I found a catalyst efficiency below threshold. So I called the customer, like, what's up with your car? Because your car is a hybrid. I'm not supposed to hear anything from the car.
Yeah.
Anything. Like, oh, they had blah, blah, blah. So they took it. I'm like, bro, replace it. Replace it.
Yeah. All right, Charlie. Awesome conversation right here on the RYDE channel, bringing you information about motoring, driving, and all the good things. We've been talking about maintenance and servicing, and we started by telling you the differences. And most of the time, the two go hand in hand. And we spoke extensively. Make sure that you pay attention to all these things that we've talked about. It's been an awesome show with Kofi Annan, carbon cleaning, Selorm Atattsi, RPMGH. I mean, yes. For Kofi,
I've been following. I think now I remember your page.
Way back.
I recently saw your post or something.
Yeah.
I think you are trying to revive.
Yeah.
I've been following my personal account then.
Oh, okay.
So
We'll catch up after.
Yeah. So I mean, these are awesome guys. Please follow them on all the social media channels. Kofi does a lot of Snapchat. I'm not that much into Snapchat. Yeah, if you want me, you get me on the
Snapchat's
TikTok.
the whole economy.
Yeah.
When it comes to referrals, it's Snapchat.
Oh, okay.
Really?
The referral system on Snapchat is crazy.
You get me on the TikToks and the Facebooks and the IGs and YouTube as usual. Maybe I'll try to. I have an account anyway. I'll try and see if I can shake it up a bit. Yes, but it's all about sharing information about motoring. And these guys, although they are making money, I mean, for Kofi, he's making a living from it. He is also in the business because he wants to make sure that you guys are happy with what he does. And he's one person that touches base with his customers. And most of them are happy. Yes, and we are happy to bring you very good quality, auto content. And we know you're happy. Make sure you comment, you like, and you share, with whatever videos we bring you on the RYDE channel and also on RPMGH. You can send us a WhatsApp, and our number is 02046844798. 02046844798. Any follow-up question, just send it to this WhatsApp line. We have a WhatsApp group as well. If you want to join, just send a message to this number. I'll send you a link and you can use that to join and also to invite your friends. And one thing that we do also on the RYDE WhatsApp is also to promote auto businesses. So if you are in the space, make sure you can send your ads and everything, and people can contact you when they need whatever service that you offer. 02046847898. It's been an awesome evening having these awesome guys chatting about cars to give you information so that you stay informed. Okay? Awesome. Thank you. I've been Adipoku, your host. Thank you, and bye for now.
Bye.